Did you know that your cat's leash is just as important as their harness when it comes to keeping them safe, comfy and carefree on your adventures outdoors together? But there isn't one perfect type of leash. It completely depends on your cat's adventure personality. So today I'm going to show you the two main types of leashes and then teach you how to pick the perfect one for your cat's adventure style. Oh, and don't forget to watch to the end because I'm also going to share a really top tip for leashes that trips up even seasoned cat explorers, and it's a total game changer for your cat. So let me show you the first type of leash, which is a fixed leash. This is a Supakit one, and it's a fixed leash because it has a fixed length, and you're looking for a length of about 3 feet or a metre. You don't want it to be too long. You also want to make sure your fixed leash has cat-sized hardware. You don't want big, heavy dog hardware weighing your cat down. And the last thing I would say to look for is look for one that doesn't really have any stretch in it, because you need to be sure that when you stop, for example, next to a road, that you also know where the leash stops so that your cat can't get into any danger or hazards that you can't control. So who should use a fixed leash? Well, the first type of cat explorer that I would recommend use a fixed leash is the newbie. And I'm not just talking about your cat, I'm talking about you as well. So if you or your cat are new to harness adventures outside, then I would recommend a fixed leash as the perfect choice for you. The reason is it keeps your cat so much closer to you, so you can keep them out of harm's way. It gives you loads of time to react if you see any dangers up ahead. It's much less likely to get snaggled, and it also helps create really nice high leash angles, which are actually very helpful in preventing harness escapes. So if you or your cat are a newbie, definitely start off with a fixed leash. The second type of cat adventurer that I would recommend use as a fixed leash is the backyard stroller. So if your cat is a super chilled out kitty that just loves to stroll around the backyard or sit on the stoop, watching the world go by, maybe sniffing a few bugs or pouring in some soil, but they're not going any great distance, then a fixed leash is absolutely perfect, and all you need, simple. And last but not least, the third adventure personality I would recommend using a fixed leash is the cat about town. So if you're going to Starbucks, you're going to the vet, you're getting on a train, maybe even an aeroplane, then a fixed leash is perfect. But I would actually look for one added detail. So I'll demo with our leash. Look for one that you can turn it into a short halter. So this is the leash, and look for one that has an additional loop at the handle end that you can clip the hook into, and then you're going to clip both of those onto the harness, so you actually make a nice short loop. And this means that when your cat is sitting on your lap, like in a coffee shop or on the train, you can keep your cat really close by. If you haven't heard your cat's adventure style yet, then fear not, because we're going to get onto the second main type of leash, which is a retractable leash. Now this is a Supakit one. I'm going to show you what to look for when you're picking a retractable leash for your cat. The first thing to talk about is the length. So I would recommend looking for a retractable leash that extends up to about 15 feet or 3 meters in length. It wouldn't go longer than this unless you live in a completely flat area and there is nothing for that leash to get snaggled on. The other thing to talk about is look for a retractable leash that has a pause and stop mode. These stop the leash in a particular position, and it basically just turns it back into a fixed leash, so it's super versatile. So who should use a retractable leash? Well, it's simple really. A retractable leash is perfect for confident adventurers who are looking for that bit more freedom when they're outside. But it is important to make sure that both you and your cat are confident adventurers, because with that extra length of leash comes some extra considerations. With a longer leash, there is a greater risk of it getting snaggled on things. And there's also a higher risk of creating low leash angles that can create scenarios leading to harness escapes. So here's a little 5-point checklist to test whether you and your cat are confident adventurers ready to graduate to a retractable leash. Point 1, you want to have been going out with your cat for a while, and they should be super happy and comfortable in their harness. Point 2, you should be experienced in spotting hazards in the environment that you need to keep your cat away from. I'm thinking things like trees or high fences or roads or bushes that could get tangled up in, all of that good stuff. And then point 3, you should know how to redirect your cat in a new direction if they're heading in a direction that is either unsafe or not the way that you want to go. Point 4, you want to be really experienced in reading your cat's body language outside, and particularly spotting the signs, the early signs of them getting spooked. And so that you can deal with that situation, you should know how to deal with your cat when they're spooked. And point 5, we want to be really knowledgeable about safe leash position and know how to correct the leash position if it accidentally gets into the escape danger zone. If you answered yes to all 5 of those points, then you, my friend, are confident cat adventurers. And if you haven't already, I think you might really enjoy trying out a retractable leash, just to give your cat that bit more freedom on their adventures, to enjoy zoomies without you hovering over them. Now, when it comes to retractable leashes, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, and this is something that even seasoned adventurers don't always know. And this is that you've got to look for a cat-specific retractable leash. The reason is that most leashes are made for dogs, and dogs are bigger and heavier and stronger than our cats on the whole. And it means that the mechanism inside the retractable leash is very strong. For a small cat, it's going to be very difficult for them to pull the leash tape out, and you're going to end up yanking them around with the leash, and this can be super uncomfortable. Here at Supakit, we actually changed the way we make our leashes to combat this exact thing, and the difference has been extraordinary. With a cat-specific retractable leash with that gentler mechanism, a cat can just pull the leash out with ease. They feel totally free and unencumbered when they're exploring, and they can just get on with the business of adventuring without having to worry about their leash. So there you have it. That's how to choose the perfect leash for your cat's adventure style. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and if there's a topic you'd like me to look at in future, just pop it in the comments below. If you're interested in picking up one of the Supakit leashes you've seen today, we've actually popped an amazing discount in the comments to this video, so be sure to check that out, and I will see you next.